All right, y'all, I'm going to show you what I just went through a second ago. And given we are all without electricity here in Texas, well, I should say our area. So I thought at first maybe this was, like a news helicopter or maybe a life flight. But come to find out, it is not. So I'm going to share with you here what we see. I'm going to show you first like this. So I flew over, and then he just kept going. But I mean, I barely could get my phone on in time. I was sitting in my car trying to get warm because we have no electricity. So we're freezing here in Texas, as are the poor cows. But he didn't seem to be moving very fast because he didn't go anywhere anytime quick. And I sat here for a while, as you can see, and he still just didn't seem to be getting anywhere fast. So I kept watching. Finally got tired of recording because he just really didn't ever disappear out of sight. Or at least, seemed like he was getting much smaller. So after this, I rewatched the video. And I'm going to zoom in and show you guys kind of what it looked like here. Okay, so I don't even know what kind of helicopter this is. I mean, whatever, but I mean, it gets better. Watch this. So I'm going to zoom a little bit more. Come in here. Right after here, it kind of gets hazy for a second. I love how it does that just out of the blue. It'll be clear, and then that's usually how I can tell it's not one of ours. And it's not like it's a cloud. I mean, there's a difference when an airplane goes through a cloud. They just go through a cloud and it disappears. It doesn't just bleep out like this. It's not what it does, because you can see clearly my focus is very much so there. So my focus is in on it. See, focused completely. I never moved. Bleeps out for a second. And you wouldn't know unless you watch your videos in slow motion, but you all should try that first and foremost. So again, there it kind of bleeps out, and that's where it kind of turns into the bug-looking thing, which is what I typically see. They all look like bugs to me. And then he goes straight back into focus in the same cloud. That's how you know it's not a cloud. And it was below the clouds, by the way. It was obviously so low that, well, this. I mean, the distance between that helicopter and the bottom of my parents' home there, and of course straight overhead from my house, is probably about, I would say, 200 to 300 feet, if that. It's really not that much. I mean, whenever I was looking up, I could see, like, plainly details. Couldn't make out people because I don't think there was people in it. But, that's just me talking out loud here. But, I mean, here's why I don't think so. And I'll show you here in a moment. Just kind of bear with me in the process. I'm going to go slow here. Okay, as you can see, the actual blade of it, kind of partial blade, I should say, disappears as well. But keep in mind, this is still at a, close enough range that it should be, like, just fine. So with that said, I'll go a little further. And this is when it's almost gone, but hold on a second. I can find it here. Well, this is what it did, basically. It shot an orb at me. Literally shot an orb at me, so you can plainly see that. So I'm going to do this again. Okay, it's going to be right in here, I think. Right there. You guys see that, right? Tell me how that's like just normal right there. Just flying along. Go backwards here again. Flying along and then boop. Just like that. And this happens all the time, but you can't tell me that, oh, just all of a sudden it just decided to like shine a light right there with no beam. It's not how it works, guys. That is not at all how it works. Yep, just saying.